Hello, everyone. In this class, we are going to learn about risk handling in cross-border e-commerce live streaming. The common risks in cross-border e-commerce live streaming mainly fall into the following categories: policy and regulatory risks. Countries around the world dynamically adjust their import and export tariff policies. This will probably increase corporate costs and compress profit margins. Therefore, import and export tariff policies not only test a company's cost control capabilities but also pose a severe challenge to its pricing strategies and market adaptability. In addition, the e-commerce regulatory regulations in various countries are continuously improving. If cross-border e-commerce live streaming companies fail to strictly follow the relevant regulatory requirements and are detected by regulatory authorities, they may face heavy fines and are even limited in platform operations. Market risks. Cross-border e-commerce business involves multi-currency settlements. Exchange rate fluctuations have become a key variable affecting corporate profits. For companies that operate products with slim profit margins, exchange rate fluctuations can turn profitable transactions into losses, increasing the uncertainty of corporate financial risks. In addition, consumer demand is influenced by many factors and changes rapidly. If cross-border e-commerce live streaming merchants fail to establish an efficient market dynamics tracking mechanism to adjust product styles and marketing strategies in a timely manner, the products produced or purchased in advance may become unsaleable due to not meeting consumer demand. This will increase inventory carrying costs and may further lead to cash flow tension. Technological risks. The stable operation of the live streaming platform is the cornerstone of ensuring the smooth development of cross-border e-commerce live streaming. Long-term live streaming interruptions will greatly affect consumers' shopping experience, leading to their dissatisfaction with the platform and even permanent loss. Meanwhile, cybersecurity risks are increasingly becoming a major challenge for the cross-border e-commerce live streaming industry. Hackers may exploit cybersecurity vulnerabilities in live streaming platforms to steal consumers' payment information, personal identities, and other sensitive data. This will severely damage consumers' legitimate rights and interests and trigger a trust crisis in the platform and merchants. Platform and merchants may face legal litigation and bear heavy compensation for violating data protection-related laws and regulations. Operational risks. The cross-border e-commerce supply chain is complex and prone to interruptions. In addition, the professional quality and business capabilities of the live streaming team directly affect the live streaming effectiveness and sales performance. If the streamer cannot introduce a product clearly and accurately, it will be difficult to effectively arouse consumers' desire to buy it. Similarly, if marketing personnel lack effective and innovative live streaming marketing strategies, the influence and conversion rate of the live streaming event will be limited. Cultural difference risks. Different countries and regions have unique cultural customs, religious beliefs, and consumption concepts. If the live streaming content does not match local cultural customs, it is highly likely to violate local taboos and arouse strong resistance from consumers, seriously hindering the company's market expansion process in the local area. Control of risks in cross-border e-commerce live streaming. Control of policy and regulatory risks. Regulatory tracking and early warning. Establish a regulatory tracking mechanism and arrange dedicated personnel to be responsible for monitoring updates in import and export tariff policies, consumer protection laws, and other regulatory updates in various countries. Utilize professional policy and regulatory database, industry information platform, and official government channels to collect information and master policy dynamics in time. When regulatory changes that may affect business are detected, send out warning signals immediately to provide a basis for enterprises' decision-making. Compliance review and internal training. Establish compliance review processes in live streaming content, product sales, data processing, and other aspects to ensure compliance with target market regulations. Regularly organize internal training sessions to educate employees about policies and regulations and enhance their awareness of compliance. Emergency response mechanism. Clarify the response measures when facing changes in policies and regulations or the risk of violations. If there is a risk of violation, quickly activate the public relations plan for crisis. Actively communicate with the regulatory authorities, make timely rectifications, and minimize losses. Control of market risks. Exchange rate risk management. Utilize exchange rate risk management tools such as forward foreign exchange contracts and foreign exchange options to lock in exchange rate fluctuation risks. Meanwhile, optimize the choice of settlement currency and preferably select currencies with relatively stable exchange rates for settlement to reduce the impact of exchange rate fluctuations on profits. Market research and demand forecasting. Continuously conduct market research and use big data analysis, market research questionnaires, and focus group discussions to collect market information and establish a market demand forecasting model. Adjust product inventory, production plans, and marketing strategies reasonably based on the market forecast results. Diversified market layout. To reduce dependence on a single market, companies should implement a diversified market layout strategy. On the basis of consolidating existing major markets, they should actively explore emerging markets to enhance their risk resistance capabilities. Control of technological risks. Technical supplier evaluation and selection. When selecting technical suppliers for a live streaming platform, it is essential to conduct a rigorous evaluation and selection process. Choose the technical suppliers with a good reputation, advanced technology, and high stability to reduce technological risks. Data security protection. Strengthen data security management and take multiple measures such as data encryption, access control, and data backup to ensure the security of consumer data and enterprise operation data. Meanwhile, establish a data security emergency response mechanism. In the event of a data leak, take immediate measures to reduce losses. Emergency plan for technical faults. Develop a detailed emergency plan for technical faults. When technical faults occur, switch to backup servers and activate emergency live streaming plans according to the emergency plan to quickly restore normal live streaming activities within the shortest time. Meanwhile, timely inform the audience of fault notifications and progress updates to reduce audience loss. Control of operational risks. Supply chain risk management. Optimize supply chain management, establish long-term strategic cooperative relationships with suppliers, and strengthen the assessment and management of suppliers. Establish a safety inventory system. Based on market demand forecasts and historical sales data, determine the safety inventory level reasonably and prevent product shortages caused by supply chain interruptions. Meanwhile, expand supplier resources to achieve diversification of raw material and product supply and reduce the risk of dependence on a single supplier. Live streaming team management. Strengthen live streaming team building and management. Formulate clear job responsibilities and performance assessment systems and conduct training to improve weak areas of team members. Meanwhile, establish a team member backup mechanism to prevent business interruptions due to the turnover or sudden situations of personnel at key positions. Cost control. Establish a comprehensive cost control system to conduct refined management of various costs in the live streaming operation process. Control of cultural differences, risks, cultural research and adaptation. Conduct in-depth cultural research before entering the target market to understand the characteristics of local cultural customs, religious beliefs, and consumer concepts. Adjust live streaming styles, language expressions, and product display methods according to local cultural characteristics in the process of live streaming. Localized operations team building. Recruit employees familiar with local culture, language, and market conditions to form a localization-oriented operational team. Members of the localization team can better understand local consumer needs. Cross-cultural communication training. Conduct cross-cultural communication training for enterprises' internal employees to improve their cross-cultural communication skills and cultural sensitivity. Meanwhile, establish a cross-cultural communication coordination mechanism to promptly resolve issues and conflicts arising from cultural differences. Alright, that concludes our discussion on handling of risks in cross-border e-commerce live streaming. Goodbye, everyone.